Most people have a very specific picture in their head when they think about Florida. Beaches, traffic, crowds, high prices. And then you come somewhere like this. Lake Wales. And it doesn't match that picture at all. It's quieter, not empty, no, but not rushed. There's space between things. The roads feel different. The pace feels different. Even the way people move feels different. And that's where this place starts to really stand out, because Lake Wales isn't just trying to compete with the version of Florida that everyone's talking about or you hear online all the time. It exists outside of that. You're still in Florida, but it feels like a different version of it. More land, more openness, less pressure, and you notice it right away, actually. You're not surrounded by constant development. You're not packed into tight neighborhoods. There's breathing room. Now, let's make this feel real, because this is where people actually decide if this fits or not. From a housing standpoint, you're typically seeing homes here in the $250,000 to $450,000 range. And that matters. It isn't just price. You're getting a lot for that. You'll find a mix here. Older homes with a lot of character, some newer construction, and a lot of properties with actual land. This isn't one of those places where everything looks identical. Not at all. Neighborhoods feel mixed. Some are established and quiet, others are still developing. And that gives the area a more natural feel, honestly. Now, let's talk about work, because this is one of the big things that people don't always say out loud, but it matters. Lake Wales itself is more local economy driven. You'll see jobs in healthcare, education, retail, agriculture, and then nearby areas like Winter Haven and Lakeland expand that a bit more, with distribution centers, logistics, and larger employers. But realistically, a lot of people here either work locally, commute a little bit, or they have remote or flexible work. So this isn't a move here, high-powered job market. No. It's more about lifestyle and structuring your work around that. Now, for families, this is where it starts to connect even more. You've got schools like Lake Wales High School, Edward Bach Academy, and you'll find local sports leagues, youth football, baseball, soccer, you name it, everything. The kind of setup where kids are actually outside, not just inside or stuck in traffic all day. And then there's just space. Kids riding bikes, playing outside, being in neighborhoods that feel open. And that's something people underestimate until they don't have it anymore. Now, let's talk about lifestyle, because this is where Lake Wales really separates. You're surrounded by lakes. Places like Lake Wales, Lake Kissimmee nearby, and these are actually usable. You can go fishing, boating, kayaking, just being outside. There are public access points all over, parks, so it's not just visual, it's functional. And if you're into outdoor lifestyle, this area leans very much into that. You've got trails, rural roads, areas where people ride dirt bikes, ATVs, all that nearby. It's not structured like a resort town, no, not at all. It's more raw, more open, more flexible, quite frankly, way more real. And you have a lot of places like Bok Tower Gardens, which is honestly one of the most unique places in Florida you should visit. And even something like Spook Hill, again, adds super strange local character. This place isn't manufactured. It has personality. And from a community standpoint, you'll see things like local festivals, small town events, seasonal gatherings, all that. It's not massive city energy, but it's consistent and it's community driven. People know each other, and that creates a very different feeling that bigger metro areas, they can't provide. Now, local wise, you're about an hour from Orlando and up to 2 hours from Tampa, depending on traffic. So yes, you're giving up proximity to major cities, but you're gaining something else. Less pressure, less noise, more control over your daily life. Now, let's be real again. This is not for everyone. No. If you want luxury, coastal lifestyle, walkability, high-end shopping everywhere, that sort of thing, this is probably not going to feel right for you. And job opportunities locally are more limited compared to major cities. But if you want space, value, a slower paced outdoor lifestyle, and something that feels real, Lake Wales starts to make a lot of sense. And the people who end up here usually aren't chasing the hype. They're choosing a lifestyle. And that's a very different decision. If you're exploring Florida and trying to figure out what actually fits your life, not just what's popular, that's exactly what I help people do. And places like Lake Wales are worth understanding right away, not just what you assume. See you tomorrow.